Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is episode 1 of the Disney Plus project, and we sat down. Actually, today we watched the first episode of Hannah Montana, and she has watched Hannah Montana before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't like super into it when I was younger, but
you watched something.
But I watched it. It was like if nothing else was on, if I flipped through all the channels and I had no other choice in the matter, I watched it. So.
Right. I had seen most of one episode, but then bits and pieces of Hannah Montana. Like, it was just never something that I actually watched.
Yeah.
And that was just because my cousin was watching it at the time. That's the only reason I saw the one that I did. But the only thing I remember is that it was all flip-flopped. Hannah Montana didn't exist, and her brother was the one with the secret identity and stuff. Like, it was... And so I was really confused, because I had no idea what was going on. So why did we choose Hannah Montana? Because the episodes were short, and we didn't do this until today. So,
welcome to our life.
There was a lot going on this weekend, so we didn't get around to watching anything.
No.
But also, Anna wanted to start with some of the kind of 90s Disney Channel shows, because that's kind of what she liked to watch.
I love
and
that
I've
stuff.
never seen most of them, so...
Yeah, I want to do some of the Disney Channel original movies, too. Because
okay.
I know that you hadn't seen most of those.
I've seen like 2, maybe. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, so I'm real excited to make you watch some of those. So, yeah, I'm just like real nostalgic, and I wanted to.
Yeah, so actually, I was the one that chose Hannah Montana, because I was just flipping through, and I was like, you know what? There's Hannah Montana. Let's just do that one. And so I sat down on my lunch break and I watched Hannah Montana, and it was fun. I enjoyed it, actually. Although the first thing I did is immediately after the episode, I texted Anna, and I was like, "Wow, Miley Cyrus was a baby."
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, no, she was a baby. She had the big baby face. She had the gappy teeth, and it was really kind of strange.
And then now we see her twerking. It is a very strange transition there.
Mm-hmm. But no, it was a lot of fun to watch, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. Like, it was pretty funny. There were a lot of the stuff that was... I mean, I think especially what was happening with Billy Ray.
I was gonna say, I think Billy Ray Cyrus is definitely the comic relief.
Well, he's not the comic relief, but he's more of the... He's the comic relief for the adults.
Yes.
Because, like, what he was doing was, like, more relatable to the adults, because in the first one, he was... Jackson was going up and trying to get money from him, and he was going up and was like, "Oh, you're the best dad ever," and like just buttering up, and he was just like, "I'm not giving you any money."
Yeah.
And then something else would happen. He's like, "I'm still not giving you money." And at the very end of the episode, he said something else, and he's just like, "Still no money." And so, like, it's just, I think he's there to put in stuff that the adults could relate to keep them watching it with their kids. I think that was the idea. But no, he was really funny. And Jackson was actually really funny, too. Like, he's just a goof. I mean, the whole entire show is just goofy.
Yeah, it's not meant to be necessarily like a super serious show.
Right, yeah,
so.
I know. That was never the intention. No. It was also interesting seeing, like, some of the actors and actresses I'd seen before. Because I told her, and I looked it up beforehand, is that the girl that plays... Miley's best friend, Lily. After I'd watched it, I was like, I've seen her somewhere else, and I could not place it. It was Spy Kids 2 and 3 was where I'd recognized her from. Mm-hmm. She's been in other things, but that's where I recognized her from.
Yeah.
And then Corbin Blue was in there, who played Chad in High School Musical.
Yeah.
He was in there. And like he popped up, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's happened. All right. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting to see like some of the other actors that you've seen in other things.
But you'll notice that, I think, as we go through a lot of the 90s stuff.
Mm-hmm. The 90s and early 2000s, they kept a lot of them around for a while.
Well, not even that, but you'll see them recycled in shows, too. Like you said, High School Musical. Mm-hmm. But he also had his own movie that he was in, Jump In.
Yes, yeah.
And so, but that was a Disney Channel original. Like, so you'll see that a lot as we go through that, where you'll see these same actors popping up.
I mean, they're already there, so why not just use them? I guess that's what they're thinking.
Well, and, I mean, they were popular, so, like, if I could watch, 20 movies with my favorite actor or actress in them, why wouldn't I?
Dwayne Johnson is in like every movie right now.
He is in a lot of movies, right? A lot of Disney movies right now.
Yep, he's in Jumanji, Jungle Cruise. He's in the Fast and Furious. He's all over the place right now. Moana. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in, I think, almost too much.
Well, that's what happens is they find an actor or actress like Miley Cyrus or like Corbin Blue or like Dwayne Johnson or something like that, and then they just go, all right, let's just pump as many shows and movies out of this actor as we can.
Which, marketing...
while their popularity is high.
Yeah, well, marketing
that only happens when their popularity is high. If they're not very popular, then you only see them in that one thing until they get popular.
But you gotta admit, marketing-wise, that's a great strategy.
I mean, yeah.
So, which is why you see them in so many things. And like
it's also why you see them playing pretty much the same role in every movie that they're in. Because that's what made them popular, so that's what's going to keep them popular. It's very rare to see somebody. It was Hugh Jackman was one of the first ones I saw to break out of that. Hugh Jackman and Johnny Depp.
Well, Johnny Depp just plays
he gets cast in all the goofy, weird roles, is what he gets cast in. But then he got cast in as Whitey Bulger in Black Mass. And that is a super serious role. He played a mob boss. But that's what happens with all of these actors that get pulled into like the Disney Channel stuff, the Disney Channel shows, is Disney will then use them and use them and use them and use them. I mean, look at the I can't remember the actress's name from Descendants that plays Mal.
Dove Cameron.
Yeah, Dove Cameron. Like she got used in those, and then also is getting used in other stuff now.
Well, even before that, she was in the show Liv and Maddie, which was a Disney Channel show.
Right. Yeah.
So
and then they went, okay, let's use her for this, and then they went, okay, let's. Yeah, it's not done as much anymore, but especially.
Oh no, it is. It's just not as obvious. I don't think it's. I think you see a lot of
nowadays they cycle through a lot more. As far as TV shows go, they cycle through a lot more actors. They don't reuse them as much on TV shows. It's movies where you see it more now, where it used to be the other way around.
Well, no, but it's also not the main characters that you're seeing recycled a lot. You're seeing
oh yeah, you'll see the same background actors.
That's what you're seeing a lot of now, and that's what what's his bucket started out as. You know, he was a background character for Miley Cyrus.
Yep. And
then he started becoming popular, and so then they used him into other things.
Yep, and they used him in High School Musical and stuff like that.
And that's what you'll see a lot of and it's just like the one kid from Descendants that passed away.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
I
feel like his name was Cameron.
I'm pretty sure his name was Cameron. He was in Jessie.
The show was called Jessie?
The show was called Jessie because they hired a nanny, and the nanny's name was Jessie.
Gotcha.
But he started on that show. He was one of the kids in the show, and so like, I think that's what you see more often is you see those side characters turn into the main characters somewhere else.
Yeah,
and that's what you're gonna see a lot of.
Right.
There'll be side characters in several things, and then all of a sudden they have their own movie.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I almost kind of want to watch some more of Hannah Montana just because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's
and
not
like I
bad.
had never actually sat down and watched it. It wasn't that I didn't like it, it's just I never sat down and watched it because we didn't have Disney Channel at home. And
I think Hannah Montana got a lot of bad rep because of how popular it was, and so it was like it was that show that you either loved or you loved to make fun of.
It was also one of those ones that a lot of people hated it because so many other people loved it, and so therefore they refused to watch it. I was one of those. Yeah,
and I was to some extent too. I was a closet person who like
Montana-ite or
no, it wasn't just like Hannah Montana. It was like anything that was really popular. I would enjoy it in my free time when nobody knew I was enjoying it.
But then if they asked, no, that's garbage.
Yes, exactly.
I did the same thing.
And so like I watched Hannah Montana and I enjoyed it to some extent.
Right.
But it was just one of those shows that got a lot of bad rep because it was so popular with certain people.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't a bad show.
No, and I can tell that from the first episode. It's not a bad show. It is a lot of fun. I mean, it's just like any other sitcom.
Yeah, and I think maybe towards the end it may have gotten kind of but most shows do the longer they go on.
We'll have to see. I'll watch some more of it.
There's a reason I haven't watched the last 5 seasons of Supernatural. It's because it was the same thing every episode after that. But I'm sure most of these will get that way the further on you go through the seasons.
Oh yeah, because you only have so many ideas.
Yeah.
Supernatural's been going for 15 years now. They're on season 15.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I can't even But let's be real. Nobody's been going as long as The Simpsons.
Yeah, but I think the thing with The Simpsons is that they bank on pulling stuff in from the real world.
Yeah,
and
we're
making fun of other stuff, or it's all on current events and stuff. Whereas the other ones,
you can do that to a small extent, but not necessarily.
Yeah, whereas you look at one of my favorite shows that I've ever seen was Grimm, which I've watched twice now. Yeah, and it was only 5.5 seasons. One of the reasons that it ended, one was because of a writer's strike going on at the time in Hollywood, and also because the creator of the show was like, I've run out of ideas. He's like, all I can do now is start cycling stuff over and just doing it in a slightly different way, and it didn't feel like he wanted to do the show justice, and so ending it was the right call. And so but when they go for longer, sometimes the last couple of seasons will just start to.
Well, I don't think Hannah Montana had that many seasons. 4 seasons.
4.
You only have 4 seasons, and I
think that was also part. She only had 4 seasons because of Miley Cyrus's music career. Because it's really hard to have a music career like that and be around touring all the time, as well as having to film these. It would have been too much.
I think that's part of it. I think also Miley was just also having her own.
She wanted to get out and do her own thing. Yeah, she was like, okay, this has been a good jumping platform for me, so now I want to go out and do my own thing.
Yeah, and there's also this huge trend of Disney Channel stars basically losing it, and I don't know how much that has to do with Disney and their treatment or the fan base.
I think it's mostly the fans.
And just that overwhelming everybody's eyes on you thing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's what deters a lot of people after their run with Disney is that fame and that constant eye on them.
Right.
But I don't know. It's a good show for what it is. I
mean, as far as my verdict goes, that's a show that I would actually watch. That's kind of what I base things on. Would I watch it? Yes, I would watch that.
I don't know that I would go out of my way to watch it, but if it was on, I'd allow it.
Well, there you go. So yeah, that was our first. So this is kind of what we'll do for anytime we do the Disney Plus project. We're just kind of us sitting down and talking about how we felt, a little bit about how we felt about the show, and then kind of the other things that made us think of and things like that.
Yeah.
So this will be kind of how it goes.
What do we think?
It'll be a lot of tangents and stuff.
Well, yeah, it definitely will. It is what it is, though. It's not like we're doing a review or anything like that. So I was gonna say we should maybe decide what we're gonna do
next week.
Let's do, since you've seen some Lizzie McGuire, let's do The Proud Family, because you haven't seen any of that, right?
At least not that I remember. I feel like I've probably seen some of it, but never actually sat down and watched it.
So I'm gonna preface this with, I loved The Proud Family. I thought it was one of the best shows. It was so hilarious. I loved it. So I think that's what we should do.
Okay. All right. So next week we will do The Proud Family, the first episode of The Proud Family, and we'll see what we think about that one. Because, like I said, I've never actually sat down and watched The Proud Family. She apparently loves The Proud Family.
Love that show. It was great.
We'll have to see. So, but yeah, until next week, don't forget
to thank the Phoenicians.